In this video, we're going to cover setting up users and security groups within QuickBooks Point of Sale version 10. My name is Patrick, and as always, before we begin, I just want to tell you about our website, offtheshelfsystems.com. We are value-added resellers for Intuit. We sell and support QuickBooks, QuickBooks Enterprise, and the QuickBooks Point of Sale system. We can be reached at 1-888-515-3085, or if you're on our website and the live chat says available, feel free to click that and you can type any questions that you've got to us and we'll do our best to answer them. So for this demonstration, I'm again using QuickBooks Point of Sale 10, and this is the Pro level, and we're going to talk about setting up your employees and security groups. So let's click on Employees and let's click on Security. Now, Point of Sale comes with 4 roles already defined. We have the owner role, we have the manager role, an assistant manager, and an associate. And then we have a number of security rights and privileges that each group has or doesn't have. The owner obviously has everything, manager has most of everything, and the assistant manager and associate have less as we go on down the line. So here are, as we scroll through the list, this is everything that we can restrict someone from or allow someone to have access to. Now we have a filter over here under the View filter. We have all security rights, or if you want to look at specifically what relates to maybe inventory, we can go down and click Inventory. So here are all the security rights within inventory: to add or copy, to edit, delete, edit prices, so forth and so on. And then here are the roles and what they have the right to. So for instance, an associate has the right to access the physical inventory and to print the item tags, and that's it. Whereas the owner and the manager can do almost everything. He or she can't print the item list and can't export the item list. And then we can look at maybe vendors. Owner has full rights, manager full rights. The assistant manager can access vendors, and the associate can do nothing with them. So those are 4 groups that come predefined, and a brief look at the rights. And then what you can do, you can check or uncheck as you see fit on these predefined roles if you want to. What you could also do is, if one, let's say the assistant manager is close to what you want, but maybe has 1 or 2 that you don't really want somebody to have, maybe they're not quite an assistant manager, you can click this Copy Group button, select the assistant manager, and so maybe this is the assistant to the assistant manager. I don't know. And then they're going to have all the rights, and then you can uncheck the ones that you don't want them to have, and then this becomes a new security group. Okay, so we're going to save that. So now we have a security group. Now we need to add some employees. So let's go back to Employees, and we'll go to the employee list, and then we're going to click New Employee. Before we do, just note that we always are going to have the sysadmin login. We have to have that. That will always show up in here, and that is the default login. If you don't start adding employees and then sort of delegating out security rights and privileges, who can do what and who can't do, then anybody who logs in has the right to do anything and everything. So you really, if you've got employees or you've got multiple people accessing the system, I would at least have them log in individually, just so you can sort of, there's a trail on who did what. Okay, so we're going to click New Employee, and the login name could be J. Doe, first name John, last name Doe. And then we would assign him to the security group, assistant to the assistant manager, and of course we can keep all of his other pertinent information: street address, city, state, and zip, his phone, commission if he's going to, let's say he's on a commission, just put it there, it's fine. And then if he's hourly, if we want to track his hours worked. And we'll save him. So now we have John Doe and sysadmin set up. So we'll close this. Now, in order to effectively make this change, what we need to do is we need to require everybody to log in. So in order to do that, we're going to go to File and Preferences, and then Company. And under the General tab, there is the option that says Require Users to Log In. So we're going to click that, and when we do, we are now required to assign a password for the system administrator or sysadmin. It is very important that you remember this password. If you don't remember this password, there will be things that you will not be able to do in the future. So when you set this password, write it down. Go set the password real quickly. Click OK. Now the other option that you've got, and you need to think about whether or not you want to do this, is automatically log out the user after each sale. If you check this preference, it does exactly what it says it's going to do. As soon as your employee rings out a sale, they are logged out of the system. And so in order to ring out another sale, that employee has to log back in, or somebody else has to log back in. So there could be a delay in getting your customers processed. If you have a long line of folks who are getting ready to come through, that means your employees are going to log in to make each sale. But that is the best way, if you're going to do commission and if you really want to track who's doing what, that is going to be the best way to track who did what. Because otherwise, yes, you can change the cashier, we can do that. I'll show you quickly where that is, but the best way to do it is to require them to log out. And so now I've got to log back in, log in with my sysadmin password. So if we're up at the make a sale, we can change the user and change it over to John Doe. And I checked him to clock in, and we're not going to clock in, we're just going to skip that. And so you can change here, but you're relying on your employees to remember that. Otherwise, Sally could check out people under John's name, and likewise John versus under Sally's name, that sort of thing. So anyways, just want to make you make you aware of the potential sort of drawbacks and hiccups to requiring folks to log in, and then also not requiring them to log in based upon the sale. Well, this has been setting up employees in user groups in QuickBooks Point of Sale 10. My name is Patrick, and again, that website is offtheshelfsystems.com. We can be reached at 1-888-515-3085.